name is Shruti Varma. I'm from India, so I did my undergraduate studies in India and I worked in India for roughly 1.5, 2 years. It's called Generator, which is sort of bringing together Generation Y with Accelerator. So this is actually an equity crowdfunding platform. So it allows USC startups to actually be hosted on the website, and it allows people to invest in it. So where I come in is actually as somebody who does market research for them. They've been trying to see, well, how do we figure out who wants to invest in these companies? We don't really know who these people are. And they were looking at focusing in on USC alumni. But they said, well, we don't really have data on them. We don't really know what they want. I mean, we have guesses, but we don't really know if that's, supported by data. So my internship is actually designing an entire market research project for them. I've done the data collection, I've just finished the analysis, and so it's been, I would say, an interesting experience because I kind of understand the startup world, but I'm looking at it from a different perspective.
My name is James Thurston Chalinar. So this spring I'm doing my internship at Metrolink, so it's the Southern California Regional Rail Authority. I've been doing a lot of different things for Metrolink. So I started there as just an HR intern, kind of doing a little bit of everything. I did work in recruiting, I did a little bit of research for them. I also started working with their learning and development coordinator as well as doing some benefit work. But I discovered a love for learning and development, organizational development and change, and I started working with them in particular. So I've been doing facilitations, helping create instructional designs for them, and they've really just let me kind of take charge of what I wanted to do. So now I'm building the HR website. I'm getting to design that as well as creating their learning management system. So it's an online system where employees can engage in learning activities. There's different classes they can take online, or they can sign up for classroom activities as well.
Certain things that I intuitively would think about while at work, but now I can say for sure, yes, that is true, that is why it happened. Certain theories about, whether it's within organizations, team building or employee behavior, or even something like, well, why wasn't this working? We tried to get this product out, why wasn't the social media working? And at that time it was kind of based on experience, but now I say, well, I know why that's happening. So that is one part of it. And the other part of it is, of course, I've learned, many different theories, or I've had the opportunity to network with many speakers, and, the professors, they all have their own, great capacity to sort of inspire us. So I think, yes, certain things got, the understanding that, yes, this is what happens.
I use it all the time, especially in meetings. My bosses love to hear me talk about it. So just even, like the small things like Maslow's hierarchy of needs and telling about people, what people need to feel like full and realized as people. So for me, I get to use psychology every day in my work because it's something that they don't usually get to work with. They work with a lot of MBAs or a lot of people with people who got degrees in like public administration. So this new and kind of specialized degree is something that they really appreciate.
Well, many things. One thing, I think it's definitely helped me understand how much I am passionate about psychology. I always knew I liked it, but now I feel like, okay, now I can say I'm passionate about it, but this is how I can help you. Learning to leverage what we learn is a big task because, you are going to go out in the business, and the business world has certain expectations, but it's nice to sort of say that, well, I have these unique skills that I can leverage in your business. The other thing I think is just the experience of sort of learning in this environment with other students and other professors. I think all of these things just tie in very well. So I think, yeah, I think there's a lot of personal growth for me, and I see myself taking this all of these learnings together, using it, and whether it's in India or here or wherever else I may go, I think it's very useful.
I can say for sure that this is not what I thought I wanted to do when I first started in here. I thought, originally I was like, I'm going to be an organizational consultant and that's it. And then, week 2 I decided, never mind, market research. And then week 5, I'm like, never mind, advertising, that's the way for me. And I think that the courses really give you an idea of each of the different sectors that you can go in and really build all this excitement for you. But I think the internship is what finalizes it and makes you kind of decide, okay, this is what I actually enjoy, this is not what I like. first couple of weeks of the internship after working with benefits and compensation, I was like, I'm never going to do that ever for my career. So I knew that steering clear of that area. But yeah, it just helped me kind of realize what I wanted. I loved the consumer classes. I loved getting the idea of the consumer insight side and understanding what people need and want in that aspect. And I think as part of, like, even though I wanted to do the organizational side, there's so many ways you can leverage the consumer side. There's internal customers, which is huge, especially for an HR function. The entire company is my customers. So when I go out and have to talk to them, even simple things like Cialdini's principles of persuasion gets brought up all the time because I have to solicit feedback from people. I have to get people to be engaged with things. So for me, the consumer side was essential to the organizational side. I feel like they fit in perfectly.
Oh, I think it's completely relevant. I don't think you can take one without the other because, yes, you might say, well, I'm completely focused on marketing. I don't need to know how people behave. But I look at it as when you're looking at your employees, they're a customer in a sense. If you're looking at understanding behavior, whether you understand behavior outside of an organization or within an organization, the principles are the same. You're still working with people and patterns of behavior. So for me, it's been nice because I feel like, let's say I get into market research or I go into, more consulting. I can say, well, yes, I know how to do this, but I can tell you what people are thinking. Because you need to market to employees. You need to market, how do you attract the best talent if you don't have the way to market to them? So I think these things tie in together. And the benefit is that because you have both options, you still have the freedom to say, okay, I think I'm going to go down this route, but I have this extra thing. And you get to choose your elective. So I think that's good. And I would say, coming in, I said, oh, I'm not interested in organizational psychology at all. I'm completely consumer psychology. But now I can say, well, I actually think that's pretty relevant, and I think I like it too, a little more than I thought I would. So that's good.